Hello, this will be our top 10 list of why we chose to go with a Scamp versus an RV or a pop-up camper. So after we decided we were done tent camping and sleeping on the ground, I watched a lot of RV and camper videos. I mean a lot of RV and camper videos.
A lot.
In fact, so many, I feel like Josh, the RV nerd at Haylett RV, is practically family. So Josh, if you get a Christmas card from me this year, now you know why.
I know exactly who that is.
So we're gonna go ahead and hop right into our top 10 list. Number 10 coming right up. Number 10. So as I mentioned, we were tired of sleeping on the hard ground and especially tired of air mattresses that deflate throughout the night or end up with her rolling onto me because I weigh significantly more than my wife. So the Scamp is a major upgrade to tent camping and sleeping on the ground and sleeping on air mattresses. Number 9. So one of my requirements with tents has always been that I can stand upright in the tent, which I've been able to find tents that do that, but you still have to put the tent together when you get there. This camper, different than some like teardrops and things like that, is I can actually stand up in this, and I'm 6'1", and as long as I'm not directly under the AC unit, I can stand upright. So changing clothes, anything like that. But at 6'1", I gotta tell you, I am probably it, because there's not much room above my head when I am standing upright.
All right, reason number 8 why we chose the Scamp. It's small, not gonna lie, it is small, but it's just the two of us, our 2 dogs. We have the big bed, so that works. It has heat, it has AC, and because it's so small, it can heat up, cool down really quickly. It's truly everything that we need. There's an option to have a bathroom. So just the space was what we needed, and the fact that we can just come here, easy setup, air conditioner, heat.
Number 7. Its small size is actually a bonus for us. It means less gas while towing it long distances, and also when parking at state parks or national parks, sometimes there is a size requirement for your RV or a size limitation that we'll never have to worry about with our 13-foot Scamp. On top of that, the tongue weight is about 150 to 200 pounds, depending if you have the bathroom or not. I can actually lift it and move it around a little bit as needed. Number 6? Number 6. Along those lines of it being smaller, it means we could actually tow it with our current vehicle and didn't have to buy a new one. So our 6-cylinder Hyundai Santa Fe with factory tow package is more than capable of towing this. When you think about the cost of a Scamp, it's honestly pretty expensive compared to other things. You could actually get a larger RV for the price of this if you're buying a used RV. But when you look at the new pickup truck that my best friend just bought, he paid $70,000 for a pickup truck that I can't afford. And so if you put that on top of the cost of your RV, you're looking at about $100,000 or more that we just simply didn't have to do. We had the cost of the Scamp, able to tow it with our Hyundai Santa Fe. Perfect. And number 5.
Number 5. The Scamp is super simple. There's not a lot of moving parts, which means there's fewer things that can break. One of our biggest concerns with a pop-up is there's so many things that need to move, need to slide, need to open, and a lot of those things break, and then your camper is out of commission. But with the Scamp, you pull up and it's ready to go without needing to pull out a slide or anything else like when we were looking at the pop-up campers.
Exactly, and the few bells and whistles we do have, if they were to fail, it's not going to cancel our weekend camping trip. It just might mean that we're going out without AC, or we're going to be going without heat for a weekend, which is much more manageable than having a pop-up that doesn't pop up.
4?
4.
6?
Number 4.
Number 4. So the simplicity, as we just spoke about, but the greatest thing, I think, or at least one of my favorite things, is if it's raining when you pull up to your campsite, you can still just hop into your camper and wait it out inside your camper and play a game, or listen to something on the radio. There's no setup. So if it's raining, you just pull in, you hop in, you're good to go.
Number three.
Number three. This one might actually be my favorite one. But it's cute. It's stinking cute. And there's so much potential to really make it your own. You can choose different colors. We're gonna make a ton of upgrades for our own personal style, and I'm really looking forward to decorating it and making it even cuter.
Number two, the people at Scamp. They were fantastic to work with. When I first called, I was worried that it was going to be kind of a pushy salesman type approach, and it absolutely wasn't. I worked with Jim, who is retiring, so you probably won't work with Jim. But he just sent us the price list and told us to call him if he had any questions, and that was it. There was no push, probably because they know they don't need to. At the time when we called, it was a 1-year waiting list, and that was accurate, pretty much almost to the day. And if you call today, we're told it's a 2-year waiting list. So they know they have a product that people want, and they don't need to be pushy about it. So they'll answer your questions. They'll send you a price list. They're great to work with. They were fantastic when we got there and showed us all around it. They've been a really neat company right here in the United States. It's been fun to work with. That said, that 2-year wait list, if that is kind of scaring you off of a Scamp, honestly, I don't expect your wait to be 2 years if you order one today. I imagine that people on that wait list will be looking for used campers. Some of them might decide not to get a Scamp and get something else because it's available.
It's also worth the wait.
It is worth the wait.
That was my first thought when we finally stepped into it for the first time, was, all right, we're ready. We've been prepping. He's been doing so much prepping. We're ready, and it was so worth the wait.
Absolutely. Number one. So the number one thing that was appealing about Scamp campers is that they really hold their value. And we learned that as we were hoping to buy a used one and not have to wait a whole year, and then seeing that the used ones were essentially selling for what new ones sell for. And I understand why. I mean, they haven't changed much since they were first being built. So there's pretty much the same bells and whistles. Obviously ours has like the new flat bottom door, things like that, but really there's not much that's changed, and people customize them a ton. So the fact that they hold their value is huge for us, because we know we're not, at least probably not, going to retire in this one. It's just a little too small for that. But someday we think we do want to live on the road and have probably a larger RV. So when we go to sell this to buy the larger RV, this holds its value. If we bought a pop-up camper, once you drive it off the lot, you're not going to be able to sell it for the same price. And that frankly was, things break. So that was a huge selling point for us, was the fact that its selling point will not change much over time. All right, well, thank you so much for listening to our top 10 reasons of why we chose a Scamp over a larger RV or even pop-up campers.
I think if there's any funny jokes, like I just said at the beginning about Mr. Rogers.
But at the end?
But no, but you include them, like,
Okay.
yeah. Or maybe at the end where it goes beep beep, and you can watch like outtakes.
Yeah.
Cool. Hello, Mr. Rogers.
Won't you be my scamping neighbor? All right, so this is going to be the, I'll try that again.
Now do you want to do it again?
Hello?
Yeah.
Just kept going. I'm like, oh, I'm saying other numbers.
Number 7, talking about the small size, it's actually a bonus for us. I'm gonna start over.
Huh.
Number 7, its small size is actually a bonus for us. The smaller size means less gas money as we tow it longer distances. Some national parks have size requirements or limitations on how large your RV can be.
I'm back.
Mentioned that.
You do that one.
You want me to do that one too?
Yep.
Like,
Yep. Got it.
pop-ups. Cool.
Are we on number 5?
Or number 5.
Number 5. Oh god.
Number 4.
I need toast.
Number 6, along those lines.
There's a train.
Okay, hold on. There's a train going by. Hyundai Santa Fe with factory tow package. Oh, you can hear the train in the distance there.